Pollution emanating from fossil fuel operations across northwest New Mexico is destroying our air, our health, and our culture. Earlier this year, members of this committee visited Chaco Canyon to gain a better understanding of the threats posed by nearby oil and gas extraction. Although it was a beautiful day with clear blue skies, using infrared cameras, we could see plumes of methane escaping into the air from pipes on drilling rigs. We saw the true impacts of extraction only minutes away from Chaco Canyon's sacred cultural resources that the Pueblo people have called home for millennia. These rigs have left a toxic cloud hanging over our state that is visible from space. The Trump administration's push for energy dominance means this pollution will continue to threaten our home and our well-being. But centuries before oil and gas interests competed to extract on these lands, the Chaco region was the ceremonial, administrative, and economic center of a thriving Pueblo culture. Over hundreds of years, my ancestors engineered and constructed massive multi-story structures, astronomical markers, and shrines that preserve the story of pre-Columbian culture in this country and remain culturally significant today. Today, thousands of ancestral sites are spread across the landscape, both within and beyond the boundaries of Chaco Culture National Historic Park. To ensure that fossil fuel development does not degrade or destroy the region's irreplaceable resources, the Chaco Cultural Heritage Protection Act of 2019 would permanently protect these sites by prohibiting federal oil and gas leasing within a 10-mile radius of the park. Last month, Secretary Bernhardt joined Senator Heinrich and tribal leaders on a tour of Chaco Canyon. In recognition of the region's immense cultural and historical significance, Secretary Bernhardt committed to a one-year moratorium on oil and gas leasing within the proposed withdrawal area. While I appreciate this gesture, it should be clear to anyone who has visited Chaco that 1 year is completely inadequate to protect the cultural significance of this land. Threats to this landscape continue to endanger these sacred sites. Just last month, the BLM rushed through an expedited and inadequate planning process to site wells just beyond the proposed buffer zone. We should not permit this rush to extract on every inch of our public lands, and we cannot allow energy dominance to destroy our cultural history or our environment, where 25% of carbon in this country comes from our public lands. It's time that we turn our words into action. It is my priority, and it should be that of this administration, to permanently protect this region in recognition of its significance to our Native American culture, this country's history, and the public health of surrounding communities. Not to mention that it is hallowed ground because my ancestors are buried there. I would like to thank Representative Lujan and Senator Udall for championing this important legislation, and I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to join me in protecting the landscape of the Greater Chaco region by supporting H.R. 2181. I yield, Chairman. Thank you.